Welcome to another vlog. Hair is looking a little bit disheveled. I'm just noticing in there on the viewfinder. I was actually just getting this video edited to get it live for you tomorrow. As it turns out, I forgot to film an intro for it, and I was like, I cannot put this vlog live without actually having an intro. You guys, it happened. Finally, I've moved to Paris. We are Parisians again. So you can expect a lot of Paris related vlog in the next couple of years. I'm not even saying in the next couple of vlogs, I mean the next couple of years, because I'm honestly so excited to finally have moved back here. It's been insanely hot in Paris these days. I guess I could say luckily this room in here, which is about to become my office slash glam room slash, you know, all that jazz, closet, cloffice, call it what you will, has a little bit of a chilly breeze going on, and it honestly feels so nice in here. So I threw this little cardigan on. It has the most beautiful sort of golden buttons that will match all of my Isabel Toledano jewelry I'm wearing today. I have this really huge earrings, a very nice sort of chunky bracelet to go with it. And I feel like I'm dressing very Lala coded, which was one of my grandmas. And she was from the French side of my family. So it felt very appropriate to do a little bit of an ode to her in my dressing one of these days while in Paris, you know, to welcome back this whole French living thing. Yeah, so basically I didn't just want to like start off the vlog without saying hello, how are you, how you been, we've moved to Paris. And then on that note, I'll let you get along with the vlog. Good morning, everybody. I just got back from the gym, scrubbed off till the last inch of my body. Did one of those like nice everything showers. Hair's clean, fresh layer of body tan, and I was just about to take my vitamins, make myself a little bit of breakfast. Taste test. Real good. I'm just gonna add a little bit of almond butter and a little bit of coconut as well. Now that is the most delicious smoothie. I find that the key with this smoothie is to mix in the nut butter in there at the end. So it's like really thick, and sometimes it will get a little bit stuck in the straw, but it's the price to pay for getting that sort of nut butter hit. I should probably get going with my day. That's a little bit less than usual. I did the same amount of frozen bananas, same amount of strawberries. Because the milk, I'll just eyeball it. I'll put it on the glass and then I'll do a full glass for that quantity. I don't know what it is. Anyway, this way I have my little morning smoothie done for tomorrow, and it makes life that tiny bit easier. Putting it next to the bottle of rosé we opened last night because, you know, balance. Couple of hours later, and I've done my makeup, just a really light face, but we might be going to take some pictures today. Today's more of an admin day, to be honest. We have a couple of things to get done for the new house with the husband. Basically spent my morning just doing a lot of admin. A lot of my job happens behind the screen and just organization, emails, backs and forths, accepting invitations, organizing outfits, etc. We could do like a proper what I do in a day type of video, although no day is the same as another, like no days are the same back to back. But since this is more of a spend a week with me, realistically this takes place quite a couple of times every week, and I do like to start the week with a full-on day just doing admin, unless I have something that urgently needs shooting, or maybe I have a nice project that I need to get ahead on, or if it's a really nice event invitation, I'll most probably start my weeks doing admin. And then I also like to have those sort of everything showers where I scrub off everything, do a nice layer of fake tan, particularly these days since it's summer here in Paris, and then the legs and the arms are going to be out a little bit more than usual. So it's just past midday, and then the past hour I've spent it doing a little bit of mood boards slash manifestation type of vibes. I've actually applied for my French naturalisation, which would be basically the right to become French, like legally French, which to me is such a sentimental step because of the love I have for this country, for its people, its culture, its past. And actually, a part of my family is French as well. So it's basically the legitimization of coming back to my roots. I would also be getting the right to vote here and be a little bit more civically involved in the country, which I think is so important. But yeah, this process has been taking forever. I'm basically at the stage now where they'll just get back with us with a verdict. So the other day we had a meeting where Tristan and I had to go show ourselves and talk with this officer at a public institution, you know, explain stuff about our love story, which to me is so nice because obviously I'm a huge romantic. So to me, talking about our love story is amazing. But then it's kind of like in the movies, you know, where he was put in a room and then I was called into the same room like a little bit later. And then we had all these questions asked to us and all that jazz. And I was like, oh, is it going to be like in the movies where you check if our toothbrushes are the same? And they were like, no. Then they catch you and they come to the house. And then obviously this is a love marriage, so there's nothing to worry about. But I am applying for this citizenship through the fact of being married to my French husband. I'm not really applying to it through my family's French side of things. Everything was super nice in that meeting. We got along super nicely with the officer. Honestly, I feel like if she wasn't working for stuff to do with my paperwork, she would have been somebody that we could have easily befriended like in regular life. Fast forward a couple of days and we're at the house in Normandy. And two officers come knock at our door. So there was a police officer and then there was somebody from the Ministère de l'Intérieur. I don't know, I guess somebody involved also in my paperwork and this whole naturalisation deal. And they stayed over for like an hour. And then it was like in the movies, you know, when they ask a lot of questions about our marriage. In this occasion, we were both together, but then they told us that sometimes they'll even go inside of the room, check out if, you know, you sleep in one bed, check out if there are two toothbrushes, if our underwear is stored in there, if our clothing is stored in there. We know stuff from each other, kind of like intimate stuff like that. But they didn't end up asking us that type of questions. I mean, they did ask quite a couple of questions, but nothing really like that. But they said like it can be part of our interview. It's just not what we're going to be doing today. But they were the ones to bring it up. And it was so funny because initially when I opened the door, they were like kind of like in the movies, like police. And then they showed a badge. And I was like, what's going on? And I didn't really associate it with it being a visit to check out that Tristan and I are indeed married. I don't know, I just found it to be so funny, honestly. Yes, we're married and yes, we're very much in love. And then they asked why I want to be French and I answered that. I had also been asked that question when we went a couple of days earlier to the Préfecture, that public entity building where I was getting questioned and all that jazz, where we were getting questioned actually. And I was a little bit emotional, but because it was a public building, I mean, I just, you know, answered with my heart, told them the truth, why I would like to be French, you know, this legitimization of coming back to my roots and a couple of other reasons as well. But then when we were home, I was like on my cozy space. I was on my safe space. And so when they asked me that and I started answering, it's a very sentimental thing to me. So I started crying and oh my goodness, it was so embarrassing. I was like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I can't hold it. And I was like wiping off tears off my face. And they were like, it's okay. You know, it's just part of how you feel about it. That's all right. You know, you're allowed to show emotion. It is an emotional process. Just imagining that it would be possible. It's so, I don't know, it would make me so happy, you know? So that was that. They actually arrived on Tristan's birthday. So it was a couple of weeks ago. And I was getting lunch prepared for him, but I hadn't finished getting myself prepared. So I was kind of at a stage like today where I had done my makeup, but I'm still in my bathrobe. Although on that particular day, I hadn't done my makeup yet, but I had chosen my outfit of the day, luckily. Can you imagine? I would open to the officers on my bathrobe. I mean, I do check out who's in the house door before I open the door, but anyway, that would have been a funny thing to do. Needless to say, I've been on a very bleu, blanc, rouge or, you know, blue, white, red type of mood. So that's why on the intro, you might have seen the Frenchy styling. That was actually an ad I filmed for Liada with a handbag I absolutely adore. And because the handbag's red or in that kind of like framboise color, and it's still a color that we're seeing a lot this spring, summer, I was like, I'm going to style this the French way. I'm going to go bleu, blanc, rouge, do something very cliche, very romantic, and I quite enjoy how it turned out. Just my little way of romanticizing life. This is what makeup's looking like today. I basically gone for something super, super light, and I've also gone for some ruby earrings and my little Vuitton necklace that I found now after the move and I hadn't seen in forever. Little outfit of the day before we dash out the door, because we're heading to pick up a mattress for our bed that hasn't arrived just yet. Still don't know when it's going to arrive. I think maximum they said 3 weeks, and it's been about half a week since we ordered it. So I guess in 2 weeks and a half we'll have a bedroom. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up a mattress today. And I really like how this summer in the city type of look turned out. Ralph Lauren shirt, really like this one. And it comes with a little horsey in navy. I also have it with the horsey in like the classic kind of camely tones and all that. For sunnies, I'm doing this ones, which are some of my faves from Celine. I do have a video on trends coming up for summer very soon. It will be going live next Thursday, I believe, after you see this. So in that video, you'll be seeing all about these types of frames. I've gone for jewelry with rubies. I've got this little vintage earrings that have some rubies in them. And then I also have another earring in here with like rubies and champagne diamonds that I thought would look super cute. I also have a little Vuitton necklace, my classic Cartier necklace. Bring out the pearls, you know, because it's summertime and I love a good cliche like that. I've got a goelia pair of tailored shorts, which you'll also be seeing on my trends for summer video. Little Hermes Kelly belt. And then I think my favorite part from this look has to be this handbag. This one's from a brand called One Step, and it was actually a gift from the press team of the brand, and I really like it. I've been finding it so comfortable for days like this when I just have to, you know, like run out the door, get some errands done. I'm going to be going in and out of my handbag because it's got an elasticized top, so it's super comfortable. There's this gorgeous tan detail on the strap. For shoes, actually, I picked a pair of navy ones, you know, to go with the navy horsey, because we like matchy stuff like that on this channel. And that will be pretty much the little outfit of the day. Love these ones, although they're a little bit hard now because I basically walked on a lake in them the other day. It was raining so much. I went to this fashion show last week and it was just raining so freaking much, and they got completely drenched, and now they're a little bit like hard. I don't know if that's ever happened with suede shoes to you, but nothing that just wearing them a little bit, giving them a little bit of heat won't bring them back to life. And that will be today's little outfit of the day. Let's go get ourselves a new mattress. From the doctors and from testing out little beds, well actually not beds but mattresses. Everything's fine. I mean, there's some still tests that need doing. But I keep an eye on this whole endometriosis living. I kind of love days like this when it just sort of becomes a day date with the husband, an unexpected day date, because we had a little bit of time to kill between the mattress choosing and the doctor's appointment. So we went to get a little bit of a matcha date. I think I'm gonna get some water on this ones. And if you have any sort of advice on what I could do to get this little peonies to open up a little bit more, do let me know. They're looking quite lovely. I mean, look at that. It's huge. It's beautiful. But there are four. Yeah, there are 3 in there that haven't really opened. And then there's another one in here that's kind of starting to open. So if you have any sort of advice on how to get it to open, I think what I'm going to do is just like cut it on a 45 angle and then put it on some warm water. And yes, I just ChatGPT'd that because I didn't know how to get them to open. I normally just get my peonies looking a little bit bigger already opened. But the husband got me this ones a couple of days ago already. And even if I've changed their water, there's just one that's opened. And then there's the other one that's opened, like, I don't know, 1/8 of it is opened. They do look like they're trying to open. Like you can see the sort of outer part of the cappuccio kind of like trying to open. Anyway, I love me some days like this. Beautiful sunny day in Paris, and we still wanted to enjoy ourselves and continue on this lovely mood with all the nice news we had at the doctor's. So we're just gonna continue on this whole day date type of vibe. This is what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. Just enjoy yourselves, a nice glass of chilled rosé wine. Then we need to get cracking on Tristan's closet, because there is a quite nicely sized walk-in closet on our new place. However, that's gonna be Tristan's closet, and you're actually sitting in my future closet, although right now it's like a huge mess. I mean, it's not a huge mess, but it's just like an opened thing with some clothes hanging everywhere. Although, as you know, most of my bags don't really live in the house already because, you know, safety. But mainly what I have in here is gonna be like clothing. It's just all clothes on racks, and I do have a little desk so I can work from here. I do have big plans for this room. I'm not gonna get into them just yet because I am trying to finish the bedroom before. We are currently redoing most of the rooms on our new place right here. So we did bring quite a bit of the furniture we had in Normandy here. However, we're also getting quite a couple of new pieces. I still want to preserve that clash between modern, contemporary, and classic old vintage, like very, you know, Louis XV, Louis XVI, Henri II type of vibe that I had going on in our other place. Now we're gonna get Tristan's closet done, mainly because that's gonna give me a little bit more space to put the stuff from my closet that won't fit in here, that needs to go into storage. I mean, I'm getting a huge room just for myself, but I still want a little bit of extra storage, you know, like for big hat boxes and stuff like that. So mattress wise, we didn't end up picking one. We decided we're just gonna get back to them super soon. We did love the place, and like the brands they proposed, they're all made in France. They're all like nice high quality materials. So it's gonna be like cashmere and silk and wool and like that type of vibe. Obviously you have the cashmere and wool side, it will be for winter, and then the silk and linen, I think it was, will be for your summer side. I think it's just gonna be one of the three that we ended up, we need to retry this ones. So the ones that we retested, it's gonna be one of those. So the one we really liked has about a 6-week waiting time. And the other two we really liked as well, but wasn't like we really liked, are available immediately, so we could get them delivered right now, and those would actually arrive before our bed even arrives. My idea is to have the bedroom done by the end of this week. Whether that means that pieces have been delivered or haven't been delivered, I don't really mind. I just want everything to have been chosen, paid for, and all orders passed before the end of the week type of thing. I think just maybe 1 or 2 details I'm gonna actually wait until the whole bedroom is done to see if I have actual enough space to put it, because we do have a vision for it, and we do have some pieces from certain like furniture designers that we really appreciate. Some pieces are vintage, so we would still need to source them, and those might take a little bit more time, but for the most part the idea is to have the bedroom done by the end of this week. And so that next week we can already get cracking on walk-in closet slash bureau, what would that be, office. Crazy how hot it's been today, and my makeup hasn't budged one bit. It's still looking super glowy. I used mainly Merit makeup today. Got my petals soaking in here, except for this one obviously, but then the other buds are all soaking in here in a little bit of warm water. And you also have to remove sort of the guard type of petals. These ones have been soaking in there for about 10 minutes, and the stems have been cut as well at a lovely 45-degree angle. Let's put them in a lot of water. Tomorrow, this one's particularly, but hopefully it will have worked.
Degrees and sunny, just the way I always wanted. Told but I got the upside.
Right, that's pretty much done. I'm just gonna do the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I like to do this one before I do my lipstick. If I'm gonna be eating, etc., it's something that I prefer reapplying. I even just like the gesture of like lipstick reapplication. We can really set it today because it's gonna be hot all day. Almost compulsory if I want my face to stay stuck all day long. And now, yes, I can do a little bit of lipstick. I'm obviously gonna do this one by Guerlain. It's my absolute go-to when it gets a little bit warm. It is such a beautiful shade, and the container is really comfortable because it comes with a little dual-ended mirror in there. Ready for the day. Hair got done actually this morning. I mean, I only curled it a little bit, but I just used dry shampoo to, you know, not have to wash it today because I am going to Pilates tomorrow, and I thought it can do with just one more day. Also because I'm going to be wearing a hat today, so I would have preferred to have time to wash it, but I don't because we have just a little bit of boring life admin with the husband at midday. So it's better to not wash it and just get myself ready a little bit quicker this morning. Now, first things first, I tried my best, but it didn't work out. The flowers didn't bloom. This one did start blooming a little bit more, but for the rest of them, nothing's come out of it. And it's already 2 days after we did that whole little treatment. I can see that they're starting to like slowly open. Like when I touch them, they don't seem as rigid as they were a couple of days ago. If you'd have any sort of advice on that, don't hesitate to let me know because I will very much appreciate it. I've spent most of the day doing admin stuff, whether that was getting stuff ready around in the house with Tristan, although we were able to take a couple of pictures you might have seen on Instagram already. I don't know if those will have been published. And now I just did a little bit of a top up of lipstick and I need to get myself going because I'm going to the inauguration of the new boutique of Francine Bromley. It's a lovely Parisian brand with statement earrings, necklaces and hair pieces as well. Actually, talking about her hair pieces, I wanted to show you. I do have one of them which I wanted to wear today. It's in my handbag because I was actually wearing it yesterday. But this is the piece I'm talking about. One of those little hairpins which I think would have looked beautiful with the color palette of what I'm wearing today. But it's a really hot day and obviously it would have been nice to have my hair up, so this would have been perfect. However, I am going for drinks after. I'm meeting my friend Isa at a beautiful terrace in Paris, and so we are going to be under the sunshine, and I have spent quite a lot of my day under the sunshine running around with the husband, so a hat was necessary. This one is by Maison Lorette, is a custom piece I got made last year for the polo season in Deauville. And obviously this is what I love about her pieces. Timeless pieces like this one, they just work. No matter what year you wear them in, it's just gonna work. And then the top in here is gonna be an old one. I will link it below if I find it. Link anything similar that I find below for you. The skirt, also something I got last year, but once again, going on those trends for summer. It's one of those sort of crinkled cotton materials, which we're going to be seeing a lot of this year. And then I have my gorgeous, this is one of my favorite handbags. It's from Oliada, it's my mini anchor. And I think it just matches beautifully with the rest of the pieces. I also have a pair of orange sandals, which you're not going to be able to see from there, but this is the color. It's literally the only pop of color on my outfit for today, except for my earrings. I've gone for a lot of ruby things. It's the same ones I was wearing 2 days ago. So I've got the vintage ones with the flowers and the rubies. I've also got a sort of champagne diamond and rubies hoops. And then in here, a little ruby and 2 diamonds. And I thought that would look lovely to add that extra touch of rock and roll vibe that I love adding to my looks. Although now I need a little mirror to get it back on. Thought that would look lovely to add that little bit of an extra touch of rock and roll vibes to my look, which is something I always enjoy doing. The rest of my jewelry, you know. I'm just a little bit gutted because it would have been the perfect opportunity to wear this one. Actually, another way of wearing this one with the hat, I think would be in winter time if I use it to close one of my ponchos. Okay, I know it's totally not the season. When I have vision in styling, I need to test it. Let me get a poncho, hold on. Not really a poncho, more of a ruana, but let's just, for the sake of the styling idea, let's still go ahead with it. So I think in winter time, I could go ahead and put it like that. I could take my little Francine Bromley pick and go ahead and pick it in there. And that would keep my poncho in place. Oh, love that. And then I could do one of my winter hats with it. So you see, this is what I love about styling. Something that's actually destined for the hair we can revive and use somehow else. All we need is just a little bit of imagination. And this needs to go back in the winter closet because it's not something I want to be wearing today. We have 30 degrees Celsius here in Paris today, and I think it feels like more. And the other thing I was wearing outside today will have been this sunnies from Afflelou, which add just a little bit of interest, you know. I thought I could go with the Celine ones, with the oval ones, but I feel like it gave it a little bit too much of a vintage look, and I don't like my looks to look like costumes. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your vibe, you do you, I do me, and then we're all happy. However, when it comes to dressing, to me, if I'm gonna wear something that's like so vintage and so sort of, in this case, I guess Breakfast at Tiffany's inspired or coded, but if it's going to be something that's going to be so liaised to a particular season or a particular, you know, epoch in time, I guess I would prefer to break it all up a little bit and bring perhaps something with a little bit more of a modern shape when it comes to the sunnies, and then that way the total look is a little bit more contemporary feeling, I would say. Also, I'm loving this new hairstyle. Like, where have layers been all my life? This is so fun. It's like such a fun haircut to have the whole movement thing and stuff. I'm gonna try and do like a Rachel Green inspired type of styling in my hair. I have had quite a couple of layers cut in there, so I think now I could actually do a little bit of a Rachel Green inspired. Obviously her hair wasn't so long, but then again, it's just all about the inspiration, not really about the, you know, copying. And one last detail I really adore in this hat is going to be the leather in here. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness, Miss Honorette does the best hats ever. And so that will be the little outfit of the day / night, because it's what I've been wearing ever since I got changed this morning, and it's what I'm going to be wearing till the end of the night tonight. Hello again there, me from the future or the past. I wouldn't even know what this outro is anymore. But anyway, last day on this little vlog, and I didn't want to leave you without sharing a little bit of my first impressions on the boutique yesterday. I didn't end up filming the rest of the soirée because honestly, my friend Isa and I hadn't seen each other in ages, and we just had a really lovely sort of long catch up. You know, when you catch up with your friends like just by text or maybe some calls here and there, but then when you see each other in person, it's like, give me the goss. I want the actual goss. You know what I mean? And it was so much fun. It was a lovely wine bar with very nice people. I'll leave the address linked in here below or just written on the street for you in case you're looking for a cool place to head to. If you're coming to Paris this summer or in winter time as well, why not? But they had a very sort of cool, eclectic selection of different French wines. Really, really lovely place. And they also had some tapas and stuff like that, although we didn't end up getting any tapas on this occasion, but we are going to head to another restaurant for tapas, but I guess you'll be seeing that in another vlog. So first impressions on the boutique, I'd say it's got a very large selection of a really colorful universe. So if that's your vibe, if you're somebody that when the warmer months come around, you need to like express yourself through color, this is the boutique for you. Francine Bramley has some gorgeous pieces. They're all made in France, everything's handmade in their ateliers, and it's just a really, really lovely selection of large statement, sort of playful pieces, but they also had a very lovely selection for us lovers of all neutral things. I mean, to me, wearing color is kind of how I'm dressing today. Like, this is as far as I go when it comes to wearing color. I am going to try to push myself a little bit more this spring, summer to wear perhaps a little bit more color. I had the chance to chat with Francine, with her creative director, and Just had a lovely sort of girly soiree. You know, I love this soirees when it's just women for women and there's just all this like gorgeous feminine vibe floating around, and everyone was just super lovely. The pieces were really gorgeous. There was a lovely singer singing all this like romantic songs, like the perfect Parisian Thursday evening, honestly. They were very kind to give me a little gifty before I left, so I thought we might as well unbox it together, because we love unboxings on this channel, don't we? So what better way to close today's vlog than with a little Francine Bromley unboxing. Oh, love that. This is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So it's a little hair clip, which is gonna come in so handy for the rest of the day. Oh, love that. That's really cute. I mean, probably I could do a little bit better with that, but her hair pieces are just gorgeous. There's this barrette I've been eyeing that's got like sort of a three-piece kind of all crossed within each other in this very same tones that I think I'm going to be getting sometime soon. And then we've got the Parisian label inside. Oh, actually, look at it. It marries quite well with this other bracelet. I mean, that might be a little bit too out there in terms of color, because I'm doing green already, yellow. I mean, who am I? But I think this would marry very nicely with my Cézanne brown bracelet. That's the way I would like to style this one. Or just with this other one in here. Gold, brown, even with something ecru, it would look really lovely as well. So thank you so much to the Francine Bramley team. This is really lovely. I also didn't film a proper outro for this vlog. Honestly, life's been a little bit here, there, and everywhere. There's been a lot of doctor's appointments. There's been a lot of like admin for the new place. There's been a lot of like getting back into the swing of things. These days have really been a little bit sort of like filled to the brim type of days. I guess it's just a phase in life, and soon everything will fall back into place and we'll go back to our old routines, and you'll get normal intros and normal outros right there. So I guess that will be it for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. And then if you're not done, you know the drill. I'll leave you 2 more in here and then you can binge a little bit more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!